Welcome to Leadership for the Future, Warrior, Scholar, Sage, episode number 83. Believe it or not, where every single week we get here, same time, same place, simultaneously on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to explore the psychology and the strategy to powerfully lead both your life and your business. And God knows we need more leaders, particularly the leaders that we're talking about. You know, leadership is not just about taking charge. Leadership is about designing your own life, having the courage and the character and the confidence and the self-awareness to live that life and to disconnect from the matrix and to set your own course. And that's easier said than done, right? So I'm going to encourage you to lead your life, lead your business, because the world needs more leaders. Now, as we're waiting for people to file in, just weigh in on Facebook, weigh in down below, and let me know you're here. And I really appreciate all of you who come back and back and back and back every week. This community is growing around the world. Just weigh in, say hello, and I'll come back after the fact, and I'll say hello back, and I'll answer your questions if you have them. And as always, if you would, please, on Facebook, just hit that share button right down here and help me, help you, help those you love and care about. If you're on Twitter, then you can retweet right down here as well. And on Instagram, you can invite people. And I really greatly would appreciate you doing that because, you know, small things done consistently create major impact. Now, let me do a quick shout out to those of you who shared last week. And many of you share every single week. Lots of love to you. Charlene Aoki. Charlene, I'm going to see you a week from Sunday, right? A week from Sunday in leadership. Buckle your seatbelt, Dorothy. Rob Genius, Dave Curlew, thank you for sharing. Susan Norkett, I'm going to see you at leadership as well. Paul Campbell, we are all one. Gratitude 24/7, 365. Sandy Arango, I should be seeing you at leadership. You need to get back, baby. We're missing you. Balthazar Gomez, I'm going to see you at leadership. Anthony Rogers, I'm going to see you in September. I'm really praying and hoping that we pull that one off. Tommy Allen Raines, Nora Jones, Jay Lee, I'm going to see you next month on the 21st. Jay Lee, thank you for sharing. We're going to rock the house in Tampa. Global Leadership Academy, thank you for sharing. Melissa Orban. Melissa, you told me, Melinda Orban, you told me you were going to get to leadership. I thought you were coming out this way. I'm not sure if those plans changed, but I hope to see you soon. And Cottonwood Stone, I'm going to see you next Thursday at the Prometheus Academy get-together. So, damn, we got a lot coming up here. We got a busy schedule, and that's how I like it. Now, thank you for being here. Again, hit that share button and retweet and invite, and let's rock and roll. You are a spiritual being living in a physical body. Now, you know, the word spiritual might frighten some individuals, not me. But what I just want to define for you here is what I'm talking about. Spirit is the animating principle of this universe. You don't like that term, we can call it energy if we go to quantum physics. You know, you can call it whatever you want to call it. But spiritual doesn't necessarily mean religious. It might mean religious, and if you're religious, then God bless you. I highly respect that. But spiritual in this context means the animating principle that operates, the life force that operates through you. So, you're a spiritual being, and that life force, that spirit within you, has one objective. Just one. Fuller expansion, experience, and expression. And that's what leadership is all about. For fuller expansion, experience, and expression. Because the will of God, the universal will, the primary driving force of this universe is growth and increase. Okay? As I've stated for years, if you're not growing, you are dying. If you're not creating and expanding, you're disintegrating. There's absolutely no staying the same. There's just not. If you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not expanding, you're contracting. If you're not creating, you're disintegrating. Because you're here for one purpose, and one purpose only, and that's development, advancement, and growth. Period. End of discussion. This is true for your life as well as your business. You with me? Now, let's talk about growth for a moment, because I believe it really needs some clarification and some specificity in our current world model, particularly in business, because what most people want to think of when they think of business growth is economic growth. Now, that's a part of growth, but your life and your business have one objective, that's growth. Economic growth is a part of that, yet in our current monetary mindset, we tend to forget that there are many ways, a myriad of ways to grow. You with me? Money is the mere effect. Please put this in your notes. Money is either personally or professionally, is the mere effect of increasing world-class work, customer service, and value. And so leaders focus on the cause versus the effect. Amateurs tend to focus on the effect. You get the difference? Let me repeat that, because this is so vitally important. Growth and money, which most people think is growth, is the effect of increasing world-class work, customer service, and value. Now, you like me know that customer service sucks in today's marketplace. Am I right? That's a technical term, by the way. Am I right? People don't return their emails. They don't return their voicemails. They don't get their work done on time. You know, most people, I've shared this with you, I mean, you know, basically a couple kinds of people. And most people want easy work, lots of time off, and they want to make a lot of money doing next to nothing, or as little as possible. That's not how the universe works. You will be remunerated, you will be rewarded in direct proportion to your world-class work, your customer service, and your customer value that you provide. Now, you might be able to cheat the system short term, but it never ever will sustain. And so leaders focus on the cause versus the effect. And that's what I'm going to challenge you to do. Your primary objective is to provide value and service to the world. Period. And this is true both personally and professionally. That's your primary objective. Because service is the rent you pay for the privilege of life. And the only way you're going to succeed continuously, and I'm talking about sustainable success, not quick hit success, but sustainable success is only going to come in one way only, and it will come to you as you provide tremendous service, value, and increase, keyword, increase to those you're privileged to serve. See, people are only going to part with their hard-earned money to the degree that they first believe that they're going to get an increase in their own life and business. Because the spirit within you, remember, spirit has one objective, fuller expansion, experience, and expression. Right? And so people are only going to invest their money in your product or service or in you to the degree they first believe, either consciously or unconsciously, that they're going to increase their results in their life. So, now, let's please remember though, just like growth, increase comes in many, many forms. It's not just monetary increase. Again, in the monetary mindset in which you've been programmed, we tend to think it's just about making more money. And there's a lot of people running around talking about making more money, and making it fast, and making it easy, and all those kinds of things. Take that with a grain of salt. And certainly making more money is a part of it. But what you really, really want, again, whether you're consciously aware of it or not, is you don't want more money. You really don't. I mean, there's not one of us who wants green pieces of paper with pictures of dead presidents on them. Or if you're from Europe or Canada, they're a little bit more colorful, but you don't want the paper with pictures on it. What you really want, no matter what you think, is not more money. What you really want is more increase. And you think the money will bring this to you. Does that make sense to you? What do you want more increase of? Well, you want more increase of happiness. Am I right? You want more increase of fulfillment, peace, joy, abundance. You want more increase of meaning in your life. And we have a tendency to think that money, as well as what it will buy or what it will do, will bring more of the things we really want. And when we get confused, we think we want the money. But we don't want the money. We want what we think the money will bring to us. Does that make sense to you? Now, that's a really key distinction to make, and it's a game changer when you get it. Because when you recognize now what you really want, what the spirit within you really wants is fuller expansion, increase, growth, development, advancement, fuller experience that comes with that, fuller expression that is a result. And so, yeah, we use money as a tool, but money is not the objective. And when you get that, then you don't become a tool of the tool. You follow that? So many people are a tool of the tool because they're just all caught up in this money mindset, and they're wanting the means, not the end. But what their spirit really wants, what your spirit really wants, is the end, is the outcome. Are you following me on this? I really hope you are. I'm not suggesting that money and all the great feelings that you really want, happiness, fulfillment, joy, abundance, meaning, cannot coexist. Certainly they can coexist. What I am suggesting is that money will not create them. Money is basically three things, and I'm not going to get into those three things today, but what I will tell you is that money is an amplifier. It's an amplifier. What does that mean? Well, if you are stressed, angry, worried, and tense about money right now, that's who you are. And when you get more money, you'll be more stressed, more angry, more worried, and more tense. And you know, you might disbelieve me on this, and you might think I'm not telling you the truth. I'm going to say think again. You might think I'm wrong, and the fact is that's okay, I respect that, but you're wrong. Because the reality is I've worked with over 1 million people from 145 different countries around the world. I've been really blessed. And I know people who have millions and millions and millions of dollars who are not very happy and not very fulfilled, and they're more stressed than people who have a few dollars. Because money is only going to magnify who you are. Let me repeat this, because again, this is so critically important for your leadership of your life and your business. I mean, if you go into nuclear meltdown, you know, if you go into stress and worry and frustration and anger when you are a thousandaire or a 10,000aire, I just made up a word, then you'll go into nuclear meltdown when you're a millionaire. Because the challenges and problems just increase the larger and larger the game you play. Are you with me? And so what you must address is who you are. That's leadership of your own life first and foremost. When you become more peaceful, more joyful, more grateful, more fulfilled with where you are, then when you get more money, you'll be more of who you are. Peaceful, joyful, grateful, fulfilled. If you're worried, stressed, frustrated, and angry, when you get more money, you'll be more worried, stressed, frustrated and angry. And you might think I'm wrong on this, but I'm not wrong. I'm really not. And if you check your own history, you will find this to be true. If you've increased your income, you know that who you are increases right along with it. So the ultimate objective for leaders is to change who they are. Are you with me on this? Now, here's something I've said for years that most people go into trance when I say it. You know, they go on the tilt. If money is your problem, money won't solve your problem. You go, oh, James, yeah, I want to win the lottery. No, you don't. Look at lottery winners. They're miserable. And all of them, you know, with very, very few exceptions, lose it all in 18 months or less. And when they're interviewed, they say it's the worst thing that ever happened to them. Why? Because they were there. Who you are is who you are. So if money is your problem, money won't solve your problem. And so how do you solve your problem? Well, you make money not be your problem. You change you. And when you change you, then when you get more money, you'll be a different you, and that will magnify that. And here's the real kicker, and it seems kind of counterintuitive, but when you work on the cause, you as the cause, become more joyous, peaceful, grateful, fulfilled, not only will you be greater if you get more money, but you have a greater probability of getting more money, because when you're more peaceful, grateful, and fulfilled and joyful, then you're better to be around, and people are more happy to help you and more attracted to you, and you're more creative, you're more resourceful, you're more innovative. You with me on this? If you're twisted up, tense, and worried as a person, you know, God bless you. Your greatest area of life and business leadership is to become more calm, happy, certain, relaxed, and fulfilled. This is the increase in the growth that you need most. Remember, going all the way back to where we started with this conversation, is that the will of God is increase. The will of the universe is growth. And so, consequently, I said there's a lot of ways to increase. It's not just money. The money mindset tends to think that, oh, I'm going to grow my business, and that means I'm going to make more money. But the reality is, I might grow my business by growing me and growing the value and service I provide. And as that comes, then the effects follow. So, let me repeat that. Your greatest area for life and business leadership is to become more calm, happy, certain, relaxed, and fulfilled. And, you know, most people are not willing to invest money in their psychology. They're more than willing to invest money in marketing, or to invest money in systems, or to invest money in skills and tactics. And all those things are necessary, and they're part of life and business. But very few people are willing to invest money in their psychology. Now I love the word psychology, and I'm a student of language. Been around me for any amount of time, you know that. If you go back and look at the Latin word, the Latin root of the word psychology, psycho, literally means, it doesn't mean crazy, like we've turned it into today, but the word psycho from the original Latin means spirit. Ology means the study of. So psychology is literally the study of spirit, or the study of the mind, or the study of the primary driving life force within you. And as I've told you more times than I can count in our 84 episodes together, your psychology, the study of your spirit, always drives your strategy. And maybe you've been one of the few who grabs that and runs with it, but most people don't get it. Most people will invest 10 times more in strategies than they'll invest in their psychology. Let that not be you. Focus on the cause versus the effect. You see, interestingly enough, when you grow in your psychology, when you grow in your mindset, when you grow in your spirit, when you tap into the mastermind, which is the whole thrust of this series we're in right now, which is something bigger than you, you have a greater propensity and probability to grow financially as well. Why? Because your results are a reflection of you. Please remember that. Write it down. Your results are a reflection of you. So if you want your results to grow, who has to grow? You have to grow. And so you've got to invest in you. As you invest in you, primary, first and foremost, then all the outward manifestations of that bigger you will begin to come clear. So here we come to our next axiom. You know, in this series, we're talking about the axioms of the leader mastermind. Here we go. I encourage you to write this down. Because the will of God, which is the formless thinking substance that we've talked about, and we've referenced some of the greatest quantum physicists and theorists of our time. The formless thinking substance, which permeates the entire, every nook and cranny of the universe. We've talked about this. If you missed the previous episodes, you can catch them on YouTube. Because the will of God, the formless thinking substance, is increase. Right? Expansion, experience, expression. For any thought to work in harmony with the will of God, it must convey on that formless substance the impression of increase. Because that's the will of God. That's the universal plan. That's what Spirit wants to do. Fuller expansion, experience, expression. Develop, advance, and grow. And we know this by looking through the Hubble telescope, the Hubble telescope at the universe, which is expanding more rapidly than it ever has in our recorded history. And you know that in your own life. So let me repeat it. Because the will of God is increase, any thought that's going to be in harmony with the will of God must convey the impression of increase on that formless substance. Anything that does not convey the impression of increase on that formless substance is out of alignment with the primary driving force of this universe. Are you with me on this? And so what that means to you as a leader is that first and foremost, you must constantly grow. First and foremost, you must invest in yourself. First and foremost, you must make your mindset more important than your marketing. First and foremost, you must invest in your psychology more than your strategies. First and foremost, you have to look at the cause versus the effect. First and foremost, you have to get your head on correctly and look at the primary driving force of all your behavior, because how you think and feel is always going to determine how you act. And while this probably makes sense to you now, I would guarantee you it's directly contrary to how you've been programmed and how 95+% of the population in this world is operating. So the question for you today, are you growing or are you dying? Are you increasing or are you decreasing? Are you expanding or contracting? And you know what? Your results tell the truth in every single area. Financial results are part of that. Not just financial results, though. What about your relationships? Your relationships, romantic as well as business, as well as friendships, are they growing or dying? Is it increasing or decreasing? Is it expanding or contracting? Is it getting better or worse? Because there's no staying the same. Everything in this universe is energy. It's either moving forward or it's moving backward. There's no staying the same. What about your business? Is it growing or dying? Is it increasing or decreasing? Is it expanding or contracting? Is it providing more service and value and increase to the clients you're blessed to serve? Because you see, what I find consistently is a lot of people in business are out for what they can get. And it becomes very quickly evident that they're out for what they can get. Do you, like me, know someone like that? What can I get versus what can I give? You know, I've built an entire career just focusing on how can I give? How can I provide value? How can I support? What more can I give? And let the getting come as a result of the giving. And that's about business increase. So is your business growing or is it dying? Increase or decrease? What about your health? Is it growing or dying? Is it increasing or decreasing? Because let me tell you something. It has nothing to do with your chronology. You know, you've been programmed to believe that as your chronology increases, meaning you get years older or longer on this planet, that your health should decrease. I say, bullshit. That's not true. Not if you're wise. Now, this stands to reason if you're wise and you're investing in your psychology, psycho, spirit, study of ology. When you're investing in the study of spirit, the animating principle, the life force that comes through you, then you should have a better and better relationship with that spirit, and you should have more and more wisdom on what it takes to be more and more vibrant and healthy and alive. Regardless of your chronology, in fact, if anything, the chronology should bring you more health and vitality versus less. But you know what I find consistently, even in the gym, I was just talking to a gentleman in the gym, and he's saying, oh, you know, I'm going to be 60, 65, 66 years old in a couple of months, and, you know, I got this and I got that. No. No. Whatever you put forth is what you're going to attract and create. So is your health and vibrance growing or dying? Are your finances growing or dying? Is your business growing or dying? Is it increasing or decreasing? There's no staying the same. Is your love and connectivity growing or dying? Is it increasing or decreasing? Is your communication ability, is it increasing or decreasing? Is your love and compassion and connectivity, is it increasing or decreasing? Because there's no staying the same. And your results in all these areas will tell the truth. You know, whatever you tell me, I can spend 15 minutes with you or less, and I'll tell you the truth by looking at your results. That's why in the ancient traditions, they state, if you want to know what someone was thinking 5 years ago, look at their body today. If you want to know what they will look like 5 years from today, look at your thoughts today. Because it all starts in the internal game. The internal game is always outpictured in the external game. And so I hope I've given you some things to think about, but more importantly, act upon. Look, if you are getting value, and some of you come back every single week and you share every single week, and I really, really appreciate that. And obviously you're getting value, you wouldn't invest the time, and that means the world to me. I take that in the highest regard. I will never ever take it for granted. I prepare every single week to be able to give you something of value here, and I hope I'm doing a good job. But that's my objective. And if this is of value to you, which it obviously is if you're coming back and back, then, I can only promise you, and I'm sure you know, this is the tip of the iceberg. It's the tip of the iceberg. And so if I can help you, I'd love to be able to do that, because that's part of my purpose here in this lifetime. What you'll see here on Facebook above my head is a link. What you see here on Twitter above my head is a link. What you'll find in my bio on Instagram is a link. And we have put together some coaching packages. We have 3 options, because not everyone has the ability to work one-on-one with me, and I don't have the time. But we put together 3 options of my Ultimate Performance Coaching Program that are easily accessible for your budget and for where you are at your particular point in life. And if you just click the link, you can go there and look at the 3 different options and everything that's there. They're all robust programs and they're all amazing. And it allows me to help you at a deeper level. If this little overview every single week is impacting you in a valuable way and helping you increase your life, just imagine working with me for a year in a much more intimate and regular setting. So just click the link if you're interested, if that makes sense to you. And by now, you should know this is right for you. If you're tuning in all the time, just click the link, check it out. There's 3 options. I'm going to recommend the middle option because it's the most robust, but they're all great. And I look forward to coaching you. I look forward to helping you on a more personal basis. So here's what I encourage you to do. Until we speak again, as always, be a leader, live your purpose, and take your power back. It's time.